Buenas, en esta ocasión os vamos a hablar de los auriculares de Austrian Audio. So, Kurt, please, tell us about it.
Here we see the range of our product line in terms of headphones. So we started in 2019 with the HI-X50 and the HI-X55. The 50 is our on-ear, the only one. All other headphones of us are over-ear headphones. Later, the 60 version came. So first the 65, which is an open back headphone. With the 60, we tried to create a closed back headphone that almost sounds like an open headphone, which is really hard to get.
Okay.
And here on this side, we have the HI-X15 and the HI-X25 BT. They are kind of a mix between pro and consumer headphones.
Okay.
So they are called HI-X, all of them. That stands for high excursion. That's basically the name of our driver. So what they all share is the driver. They all have the same driver.
Oh, nice.
We did a lot of research on how to build a new and better driver. You know, the point is there are many headphone designs out there on the market, from very well-established headphones that were made, I'm not kidding, in the 70s.
Yes.
And the point is that the way we work in audio production really changed a lot. As you know, in the 70s, we recorded on tape. So what disappeared on tape immediately? The transients.
Okay.
No, transients. Transients are the first really peaky parts of the signals. So those parts of the signal, this very first, very fast parts of the signal got killed by the tape. So they didn't, there was no reason that you hear them. So many of those speaker designs and headphone designs from this age, from this area, they were kind of slow. But nowadays, in the digital world, we record everything, right? Everything that goes to our converter will be recorded if it doesn't clip. Shouldn't clip, of course. Right? So if we have the right level set to the converter, you record everything. So it's really, really important that you hear everything as good as possible. That's always the case. You know, why are you treating your room, your control room? Because you want to really hear what is on the recording, and you don't want to be kind of tricked out by the sound of your room, and not by the sound of your speakers, and not by the sound of your headphone. It's everywhere the same. What you want to hear is you want to hear the truth. So many headphones out there that are still on the market are just not able to play back transients. So that was why we said we have to create our own driver, and it has to be fucking fast. It has to be as fast as possible. So we reduced all the weights. We found out that 44 millimeters is the best size for the driver. Why is that? You want a large driver to be able to move a lot of air to create a nice low end. But the problem is, if you have a large driver, some interpartial movements are happening on the surface of the driver itself, and that creates distortion. So you don't want that. That's why you have this form of this with these rivals in here, and with 44 millimeters we found out it's the best compromise. It's still not too small, but we don't see this problem on the surface of the membrane.
Okay.
To compensate the size, we made a speaker bed. That's where the membrane is mounted to the frame of the speaker. That's called the speaker bed. Okay. It has a really modern material. So the movement of the speaker, of the membrane, is really high. So fast, small driver becomes really pushy. For that reason, we can play back high frequencies, very nice. We have low distortion, and we can play back transients very well. We have perfect control about the membrane because we use a ring magnet. So if you look against it, you can see, you can look through the center. In many speakers have center magnets. The magnet is inside of the coil. Our magnet is around the coil. So it keeps the center open. The air can float through this center, and so we have control about this. Nothing breaks the membrane from moving. It's a very, very strong magnet, the strongest in the field. It has 1 Tesla, so usually other headphones have like 0.5 Tesla on magnet field. So, and for all that reasons, the driver creates a very fast and very clean signal. If you listen to a microphone in front of a bass drum skin, for example, and you close your eyes, you can see the skin almost. It's very, very clean. Okay. They don't push bass. We don't want to emphasize bass. We want to have a really flat bass response. Many other headphones, also because they are old designs. This is not like bashing or something. It's just how it is. Is they use materials and techniques that are old, and they just couldn't play back to the real low end in a clean and stable way. So they decide, okay, we compensate in the little bit upper bass range, like let's say 60, 80 to 150 hertz. Okay. So we push that. So our headphone sounds full and strong and so on. But that's not the truth. And what you want to hear when you mix, you want to hear your mix and not your headphone again, right? You want to hear the truth. So our headphones have a very linear bass response, especially the 65 and the 60. So those two I would recommend for mixing and even mastering. The 55 is kind of a special headphone that has a really, I would say, a mid-range where you can really focus. If you do audio restoration, if you do video editing, stuff like that, that's a good choice because it will show you every problem in the signal. It's so accurate. The HI-X50 is an on-ear that was meant to be used for DJs and front of house engineers. So why do they want on-ears? First of all, they use their headphone and they take it off and put it on very often. The possibility that you can move it away with one hand like this is a cool thing for them because in the meanwhile they maybe have to pull back a fader because of feedback is on the stage or whatever, right? You can't do that with an over-ear. You will always, rumble about your ears and maybe drop your glasses or whatever. The second point is the headphone lies somewhere on the mixing desk or if wherever, if it's a DJ next to his record player or controller, whatever. You grab the stuff and listen to something. Okay, you can't do that with an on-ear because you always have to look how it really fits to the ear, okay? For that reason, the on-ear design here is better. And to be honest, many people think it's a small headphone, it can't be as good as the big headphone. It's not true. Actually, the on-ear has some advantage in acoustical way to the over-ear because it doesn't create a room around your ear. It sits on the ear and plays directly into your ear. So it's a good choice and it's a bit cheaper. So yeah, I can really recommend this for this use. Also for as a headphone in the studio for tracking, it's really good isolating, even a bit more than those. The 65, like I said, it's an open back, so it's even more comfortable. Comfort was a big point for us. The cushions are inside, they have a lot of space so they don't touch your ears somewhere. The headband cushion, you see it has this little gap in here. That's because this part of our head is the most sensitive area, so you shouldn't touch it anyhow. So bring the pressure to the sides, right? And of course durability is very important. So you can change all the pads, all the cushions. You can disconnect the cable. There with the 60 series we have different lengths, like a 3 meter and 1.4, I think, or 1.2 meters. You can repair them. They can get repaired. They will never be thrown away. Yeah, so this is the Pro line. And this is the crossover to the consumer or entry line. The 15, which is just a nice analog headphone. It has the same driver. Still, it sounds a bit different because all the acoustics of the components this is different. The headband still full metal. All the important parts are made of metal. The cushions for the ears are exchangeable as well as the cable is. 25 ohms, by the way, all of them. So you can use them with your mobile device, no problem. This is the perfect workhorse for your studio if you need 5 of them in the recording room. Yeah. Or if you buy an electric piano to play at home, you don't want to spend like a fortune. I mean, a fortune. This is still not a fortune. Where we are under 400 euros here still, which is really a fair price, a handmade headphone. The HI-X25 BT is what we call it the hybrid headphone. So what we had in mind here is that we see many young producers especially using different headphones when they do sports, different headphones when they are on the subway or whatever, than they use in the studio. So we thought that doesn't make sense. We want to create a headphone that you can use in every life situation. So this headphone has an analog connection, no battery needed, no latency at all. You can connect it via USB-C directly to your laptop in case you don't have a headphone jack, or you think the quality of the headphone jack is bad, and that if you have a Mac, you may be happy, then it's not so bad. But if you have a PC, you better use the conversion of our headphones. So there's a little audio interface built in there.
Oh, nice.
Or you use it with Bluetooth. And that gives you the possibility to listen to the same headphone all the time, because what you need with a headphone is reference. It doesn't make a sense to listen to your favorite artist, something that you maybe say, I want to create a sound like him, or I want to get close. Then you work on a different headphone as you're listening to the, it doesn't work. You have to work on the same headphone. Personally, I'm a mixing engineer, so I'm really looking after those.
65
and 60 maybe.
I think I will try the 50.
50 is
50.
Great choice as well. They're all cool, right?
Yeah. They look visually amazing. What if you are a streamer, or you are like a gaming player?
Yeah, very good point.
Do you have something for us?
The 25 already has a microphone built in. Which you can use for all kinds of calls. And there are also versions of these headphones with a boom mic. So that's called the PG16 and the PB17.
Okay.
The difference is mainly the accessories and the look. So one is more to be used for gamers, and the other one is more for the straight office look. It's gray and it has a boom microphone that has a mute function built in. So if you put it up, you're muted. If you put it down, you can talk. And the cool thing is many headsets, they just have shitty speakers and shitty sound. And so here you buy a real good sounding microphone with the extra functionality of a headset. And also the microphone of the headset is really nice. So for home office use, it's perfect, because you can have video calls with these headsets even for longer, and you don't get so tired. The speech doesn't sound distorted. It's a nice sound of the speech, and it's much easier to listen for the other people than to a cine, distorted sounded signal.
Very nice to know that.
Yeah.
Pues esto es lo que nos ha contado Kurt sobre estos auriculares. La verdad es que todos pintan muy bien. Venidlos a probar a tienda, porque desde luego ahí es donde veréis realmente las diferencias entre cada uno de ellos. So Kurt, thanks for this.
Sure.
Show us everything.
Again, a pleasure, like always.
And see you next time. Bye.
Hasta la vista.